We're live!
Hello.
Live from the Ralli Roots compound.
Well, actually not.
Just our house right now.
Just the home.
Same thing.
What's going on, everybody? Callie made the live.
I made it back from the Keys.
How was that
Callie's
drive?
Back
Long
again.
and tiring, but
Callie's
I didn't
back.
have to do any of the driving, so I
Callie
just
your
propped my
friends.
feet up.
Callie's back.
Oh, did you get that
Callie's
Key
back.
West
Callie's back.
hoodie in Key West?
I did because I was walking around in short shorts and a t-shirt, and the wind was something fierce, and I was cold, so I spent money on a hoodie. I
Muy
think that's why
frío.
they do that.
Smart.
Mm-hmm.
So today's chat should be kind of interesting. We're talking about, is reselling ethical? Like, is it bad to be a reseller? And it may seem like a dumb question, but it's actually something that pops up quite often in the chats. Like, and you have to think about it, right? If you're not a reseller and you come across a video where someone's going to a Goodwill and they don't know anything about Goodwill, and
Or
they
a
think,
thrift
or-
store
yeah.
in general, but typically Goodwill, right?
right, and they think immediately that is a not-for-profit that's in place to help people of lower economic standing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then they see you buying something and flipping it online and making money and profiting off that. That seems unethical, doesn't it?
A little bit.
Yeah.
Right, but that's an ignorant standpoint, right?
It
and
is.
we understand that, but they don't realize that their initial thought needs further research
Right.
to understand, what does Goodwill want? What are their intentions? Well, Goodwill's intentions are to make money. And then with the money they
Taking
make,
from the
they
poor.
can then implement either to put it towards a program to pay their salaries, to cover their overhead. I mean, Goodwill puts a lot of money into salaries.
Yeah.
Like the CEO of Goodwill is loaded.
And there's also for-profit thrift stores. Not
Mhm.
every thrift store is a not-for-profit. Like the thrift store that we went to today, Red, White, and Blue, they don't take donations. They buy their inventory and then mark it up and profit off the inventory.
Mhm.
So not every thrift store is not-for-profit. But that's what we want to talk about today. Didn't mean to get too deep too fast, but let us know where you're from and if you can hear us and see us okay, first of all, before we
You
dive
see my
into that.
hair okay?
And Goodwills are regional, guys, as well. So every Goodwill for different regions is going to have different sales that they implement. They're going to have different programs that they run. They're going to have, everything is going to be different from region to region. You're not typically going to see, like in our area, the Tampa Bay area, our Goodwills are very different than south of us, like the Bradenton area,
Right.
or the Sarasota area. They're very, very different.
So that's an interesting comment. I struggle with feeling uncomfortable talking about why I buy so much from thrift stores. The smaller store owners seem curious, and I'm afraid to tell them. So what would you do in that situation?
Talking about what?
What do you mean?
Like, how would you handle that? Because
If
what
the
I would
store
do
owner
if,
asked you what you're doing,
like-
buying all this stuff.
yeah, like a smaller store, if they were like, hey, are you buying this to resell it?
I'd be like, I'm saving it from a landfill because there's only 2 people in the store, and you're going to get more stuff and throw this away.
That's a good point for sure. A lot of stuff that goes to thrift stores ends up in the landfill. It's true.
Yeah, a large portion of it actually. And it actually hurts other countries when we send this stuff over to the countries. They have these microeconomies, and then we're flooding the market with all of these used clothing, and it really does actually damage these little economies of these small countries. We also pay countries to take a lot of the clothes that don't sell and dump it there. So that's also very damaging to their environment.
Go America.
Yeah.
In a situation like that, I would actually go the opposite way, though. I would tell them that, yes, I am a reseller, and these are the type of items that I buy. So if you ever find stuff like that and you want to let me in to buy those items, let's form some sort of a relationship and figure it out. If it's a smaller thrift store, obviously Goodwill isn't going to do that. But if it's a smaller mom and pop type thrift store, maybe they have a really expensive item priced really low. And you can say, hey, this item is worth a decent amount of money. If you ever get more of these, I'm willing to pay more.
Right.
You know, you could actually make it like a legitimate
Connection
relationship.
I also want to point out that small thrift store might not be a non-for-profit.
Also
That
true.
Could absolutely be a for-profit thrift store.
More
They're
than
just
likely.
taking people's
Yeah.
leftovers that they don't want anymore, things that didn't sell at the garage sale, and then they're selling them. So
Yes.
those items were never intended for anyone in need. Those items were intended to be sold and pay the owners of the store money, and then with that money they pay their bills.
For
so
sure.
there's non-for-profits and then there's for-profits. Those are
Yes.
two very different things.
Yeah. What's up, Highland Thrifts?
Hey.
Hello, Kristen.
Always happy to have you in the chat. And the other side of thing is also like, how ethical is it for Goodwill to get donations and then way overpriced stuff and make a lot more money selling stuff
True.
that they're getting for free? Is it ethical for them to take something and then price it at retail
$30.
or above retail sometimes?
Right. Well, just so the way I see it is Goodwill markets themselves as this wonderful charitable company that does everything they can to help people.
Yes,
And
which they do a lot of good,
They
first of all.
do
Yeah.
help a lot of people, but they also do hurt a lot of people. And they have a lot of false advertising with their programs. We were doing some research to see the actual numbers, and Callie and I found some good stuff on the Googs. Thank you, Google.
Oops.
And it was pretty
Oh, I just closed it.
pretty surprising to see how much of the money that Goodwill actually uses for their job program, where they're like, we have this amazing job program, we help people get jobs, compared to where the rest of the money's going, like into people's pockets.
How
for
much of it actually
salaries
goes to
and, like,
programs?
CEOs
Yeah.
and people high up, how much money they're making. So
Right.
it's very interesting. So really what it comes down to, every different area, every different company, are they for profit? Are they non-for-profit? How much of the money is going to things? You're donating items, they're selling the items, what percentage of the money? So like I know a lot of thrift stores, between 75 and 82% of the cash you donate to them actually goes to their programs, and the rest
Right.
goes to salaries and overhead, right? Because you have to.
Which that's not bad.
Right,
That's not bad.
But that's a lot of them. That's not all of them. So
Yeah.
more could go into pockets of people up high, and then it trickles down, and all of the low-level workers are getting paid
Ooh.
minimum wage. So
I don't know where this article's from. I
I don't
can't
know either.
I can't say that it's reputable, but it says less than 1/8 of the company's profit goes towards its charity work. That's Goodwill.
for Goodwill,
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it.
and that could be for that particular region that they researched,
regional.
right? Because it's regional. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, now I'm warm. Oh,
I mean,
cold. Now I'm warm.
I can tell you that there was an instance on Facebook. We got tagged in a post on Facebook from one of our past students. They found 5 of these. They weren't Coogee, but they were like Coogee-esque style of sweaters. And they found them at Goodwill on the racks, right? And they took a picture of the shirts. They have a picture of the 5 of them sitting there on the racks. And they said that right after they took the picture, one of the Goodwill employees came up to them and literally took 2 of the sweaters, the best 2 ones, out of their basket and took them to the back and said, these are not for sale. So that happened. They tagged Goodwill, and Goodwill International actually reached out to us because I reposted it and I was like, this is super shady. And Goodwill said, Goodwills are regional. Which one was it? Which Goodwill was it? And I was like, I don't know. You can reach out to him and find out exactly what happened. But I mean, stuff like that happens a lot. So,
Sketchy.
Yeah. So these are a couple. I like this one. So all my Goodwills are so overpriced right now. I think they raised their prices because of flippers buying so much from them and seeing them make huge profits. In our area, our Goodwills have Goodwill online. So they take they cherry pick through their items, right?
For the boutique stuff?
For their boutique stuff. And they also sell online.
Shop
So
Goodwill.
do I think that that's right? Well, I mean, Goodwill, it says they're a non-for-profit, so I don't really think that's right. But if Goodwill was a for-profit, I would be like, well, that's fine. But the way Goodwill advertises themselves is a super giving charitable company. I don't think that,
Right.
I think that that's very misleading. And I think that it's sketchy and it feels very scammy whenever you see what they're doing on the back end. And then this one, a lot of people will donate to churches because the money they make has a better chance of benefiting the community. Yeah. And every church is going to be different, right? Like every thrift store is going to be different. What are they putting the money to? Are they just paying bills with this money that they're raising? But then their parishioners, the money that they're giving to the church, it's going to help feed homeless families or house homeless families. So everyone is so different and so unique. So it really just depends. I mean, every single situation is so different. But of course, we're going to look at the bigger ones like Salvation Army and Goodwill in our area.
Salvos is much better, I think, personally. You can
Yes.
actually see like where, because they have a lot of like
they do.
the good they do. They have a really good drug rehabilitation program, and you can see like people's lives are changed through that.
I know someone whose
Yeah.
brother went through. I worked with a girl. Her brother went through the rehabilitation center through Salvation Army, and they couldn't afford to send him to rehab. They didn't have any type of health care, and so you volunteer for Goodwill, and then they put you through rehab. Rehab is so expensive. Like
Super.
the time he put into Salvation Army definitely did not compensate Salvation Army
Right.
for the money they spent to rehab him.
Yeah.
But it's amazing that they even are given that opportunity. So I definitely have a lot more respect personally for Salvation Army, knowing someone whose life was directly, because when someone does drugs, they're not only hurting themselves, they're hurting typically their entire family, all of their friends, everyone they love, everyone that's involved with them, right? And so this one rehab program for this one particular person helped many people, right? At least 20, 30 people were directly impacted by that. So that's one really cool thing about Salvation Army.
Yeah.
Even though they put giant holes in their clothes and it really pisses me off. And I've complained to them multiple times. I was like, you need to tell people to stop putting giant holes in your clothes, because I put back 50% of the stuff I was going to buy because the hole was massive in a bad location too. I was like, put the hole in a location no one's going to see it, not in the front right there. So
thank you for the $10 super chat. Island Thrifts again. Really appreciate you. My mom was the Goodwill accountant for many years, learned a lot of shady practices. It's a shame. I mean, there's shady practices in any large, corporate type businesses, but it's a shame when it comes from a not-for-profit for sure. And again, not saying that Goodwill is entirely bad, because I wanted to show, there was a comment that came in.
We've watched homeless individuals come into a Goodwill, say, hey, I'm homeless. I never do this. They're crying. They're like, can you help me out? And they said, yeah, you can pick up to, it was like $20 or $40 maybe worth of clothes with these color tags. Just fill up a cart with up to this amount and you can have those clothes. So all we need you to do is sign this piece of paper.
Ed says they are a nonprofit, but they're making money. Granted, their programs do help. A friend of mine became a nurse through Goodwill nursing program, so it is helping some. That's awesome. Yeah, that's really cool. Yeah, I didn't even know that was a thing, that Goodwill had a nursing program. So that's really cool. That's really cool. There's another super chat that came in. How's it going? Thank you so much. Kelly's hair is giving me lollipop. Your hair is awesome tonight, Kelly.
For like Willy Wonka?
That's living in a van hair right there.
Yeah, I've been living in a van since like Thursday night.
By choice. Choice.
Yes. So I haven't showered.
I really like this one.
From the keys today. Headed straight here.
So I know personally some of the programs at Salvation Army that have homeless shelters that have great feeding programs.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I haven't heard anything bad about Salvation Army.
No. And I was trying to look up some stuff about Salvation Army.
The only thing I've heard is across the board, like prices are going up. That's it. Yeah. But that's any thrift store.
Inflation.
Yeah. So the other thing I wanted to ask people too is like, do you think that these thrift stores like Goodwill and Salvos and the major chain Savers, do you think that those thrift stores could maintain their prices and maybe even exist without resellers? Because I feel like resellers account for a lot of their revenue.
Probably.
A lot.
Yeah.
And especially on the higher price point. Because if it is a charity and if it is, if there's, poorer people that are going into the thrift stores, they can't pay $30 for a shirt.
No,
but
or
if
$20 for shoes.
Exactly. But if you have a reseller who knows the value and they're like a $20 pair of shoes, I could flip that for $60. They're more likely to be able to pay that to flip it. And I feel like that happens a lot. So how much of the revenue that they're bringing in do you guys think that resellers account for?
60-40.
60-40. I think it's more than it used to be because reselling is popular right now.
Yeah. The higher prices are for us to buy, and the lower prices are for the people that need it to buy.
I don't know. Yeah.
I'm just making stuff up. That's where my brain went. It is crazy though.
That's an interesting one.
Privately owned thrift stores only donate a small portion of their profits to charity. My friend owns a thrift in Norfolk and his store pays 8 cents on the dollar to the charity. Listen, some thrift stores don't pay anything to a charity.
Yeah.
Some thrift stores are purely for profit. They're retail stores. And they'll tell you that too. Like a lot of stores don't take donations because they're not a charity. They're a for-profit thrift store. So there's a ton of those out there.
Yeah.
Probably 60 to 70%. I feel like that's probably pretty accurate.
Oh, someone says we missed a super chat.
Oh.
Sorry. That's my fault if we missed something. Island Thrift.
Oh, sorry. So
oh my
sorry.
gosh,
so
I'm so sorry.
That's a cool picture. Sorry.
Tatiana, come say sorry for us.
Sorry.
We're sorry.
Everyone knows Canadians are the best at saying sorry. So curious, does Ryan still lift? I stopped 5 years ago to grow my YouTube channel and eBay store. How do you balance life work? Ryan is too big right now. It's like doesn't fit into his
I'm trying to
probably.
cut now, actually.
Cutting is the hardest part.
I'm getting too heavy, but I do still lift. Yeah, I lift twice a week usually.
Ryan likes lifting. I hate upper body.
You got to just do it. Like your work-life balance, you got to just stick to it. It's
Sometimes
tough.
you have to schedule in certain tasks like life. Let's say you work too many hours a day. You're going to have to literally schedule like from 8:30 to 9:30 p.m. a specific time that you spend with a specific person if that's what you need to do. And that's okay to schedule that time in, and it's important and you should do that. Yeah. Hey,
also before I forget, I wanted to announce the what you call it? The whatnot.
The whatnot we're doing.
The whatnot.
We're gonna say it in a couple more YouTube videos, but we're doing our first live show. We scheduled it for March 1st, which is a Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern, which is 6 p.m. Pacific time. We're going live on the Whatnot app. In the description of this video, I put a link. If you click on that link, you can go and join the app. But we're gonna do like it's a live auction platform. They don't sponsor our videos. We just think that the platform is really cool, and we're going to be selling stuff live, like a live auction type style thing. So go join that, and we're going to do like vintage t-shirts and toys and probably a bunch of giveaways. Callie's going to get auctioned off. Her hair is going to get it.
Yeah. And we wanted to do like at least a whole week out so that we could tell enough people and everyone get the opportunity to hear about it, because we don't want to not give everyone enough notice, right?
It's
like
cool
for
platform.
the first show, we want to make sure that everybody knows. So I hope that this is enough time for everybody or most people to hear about it. We'll mention it again next week on Monday. This one, I find I get some hate from people when I say I'm a reseller. That's going to happen to anyone, anywhere, possibly. However, I tend to get more things to buy as well. That has also happened to us. Maybe people are like, oh, a little sketched out, and then you explain what you do. And, you know, and people are like, oh, I could just sell it on eBay. And then you say, well, I mean, do you want to wait this amount of days for them to transfer your money? And if you get a return, that could be an issue. And like, there's so many things that go along with reselling. People realize, oh, I don't want to do it here. I'll take my stuff to resell. You're right. Like, you do that. That sounds frustrating.
I feel like resellers are some of the most generous people I've ever met, though.
I think like, so. For any community we've met.
A lot of resellers start reselling out of necessity. So they're already coming from a point of like, most resellers aren't millionaires already, and then they're like, I'm gonna go flip stuff from thrift stores.
I don't think I've known anyone who resells who
they're like, I need extra cash. Let me go and figure this out. And then a lot of those people, when they start making it big, they give back. Like resellers,
they suffered.
Yeah. Like we may not give money to Goodwill, but we donate a lot of money to other causes. You know,
we donate a bunch of stuff back to the thrift store sometimes.
That's true too.
Yeah.
That's true too.
And we try to make sure that whenever we do donate, we find someone local and we see where the money is going, where whenever you go to that location, most everybody there is a volunteer. Like we really try hard.
Is Tatiana a Florida resident now?
Harlan has said that.
That's hilarious.
She's about a week away from squatters' rights on our property.
True. I think she's leaving in a week.
I see her Googling over there. How long? That's awesome. No, Tatiana's been awesome. It's been cool having her here. She's actually right over there. We have another person.
Oh my gosh, this is funny. Brett says, I'm a CAD drafter turned reseller. The AutoCAD years. So funny. It's like, mean? It's a program that you do drafting in. Yeah. Because there's the architects and the drafters, and the architects just sign off on all the hard work that the drafters do.
What's CAD?
But then architects work crazy. CAD?
Creators and
I don't remember.
drifters.
It's.
Cats
I mean,
and
it is an
dogs.
acronym,
Cats
but
and
I don't
dogs.
Cats and
remember.
dogs.
Cats and dogs.
I'm pretty
duh.
sure.
Carpentry
you like-
and
Reselling
demographics.
more than engineering. Fair.
Reselling has made me more generous. Generous.
Generous.
Generous.
Generous.
I've gotten to know the people in the smaller towns around me at the thrift stores, and I try to donate anything I don't need to those specific stores. That's awesome.
That's awesome.
That's really cool.
So
Yeah,
nice.
we're really particular too about like the thrift stores that we donate to actual physical items. Like we will not donate to Goodwill because we know that the money just isn't being spent in our region. Like there's definitely regional Goodwills that do a good job at making sure that the money goes the right way. But for us, we try to donate to the Salvation Army in our area because they do a good job.
Even though there's a Goodwill right by my house, I drive to the Salvation Army.
Yeah. Shout out Anthony Rodriguez because
Ooh,
look at that
picture.
beanie. Look at that
picture.
beanie.
Did you get one of my doodles on your bag?
Yeah.
Did you get a doodle, Anthony?
That makes me so happy.
If you want a beanie, there's like 5 left.
That's it?
Maybe a little bit
They're
more.
going to all be gone by tonight.
That go through rallyroots.com/shop. There's
You
a
can
few
buy
left.
one, save it for 5 years,
They're
and
awesome.
resell it.
Mhm.
That's all that's left. We only made
That's awesome.
250 of them total,
They're
That's
almost
it.
all gone.
and they're almost all gone.
Yeah.
We made a lot of beanies because I was worried that we would run out because it was such an easy, like affordable item. But I guess you only wear it for a short time of the year, so they didn't sell as fast as I thought they were going to. But at least we had enough for everybody to get them over the course of 2 years.
I like this too. So that's a Canadian. And he says,
You're a Canadian.
You're a Canadian. It's Joe.
Canadian.
And he says we donate to Salvation Army too. So even in like when we lived in Australia, they had Salvation Armies there as well. And the program is pretty much the same throughout international, which is pretty cool to see.
He sent
I
us
like
the coffee
this.
crisps, right?
Oh, you did? Oh, that's right. I remember that.
I ate a
So
lot of
anytime
those.
picker, there's so many. They were
So good.
delicious. Goodwill eventually will close down because of their greed in the future. I think Goodwill is going to drop their prices in the future.
They're gonna have to.
I am actually kind of dumbfounded by how expensive it's gotten. And I'm like, I think that they just don't want to miss the opportunity for money, right? So they have certain tags that go 50% off certain weeks. So if it's been sitting on the shelf for a certain amount of time, they're like, oh, we know that we overpriced it and someone might buy it at this price. But I see employees pulling stuff off of the racks all the time.
It's crazy.
And then you realize it's just because it's so overpriced and some of that stuff goes into their bins.
Yeah.
And you'll see these high-end prices on it. But if they had just priced it more reasonably, like it absolutely would have sold and
So-
not gone to the
Yeah.
bins. So
Do you think the prices are
Yeah.
high because of resellers, more resellers in the market? I think that has a bit to do with it for sure.
well, and also whatever, if it's the fad, right? So thrifting becomes popular.
Correct. Yeah.
And then
So-
it's not so popular, and then it's
Yes.
popular, and then it's not so popular. But I mean, you can argue that high schoolers raise the price of thrift stores because
Yeah.
so many high
TikTok's
schoolers
to blame
love.
for
Yeah, like you can
Blame
always
TikTok.
blame
Yeah.
somebody, but really who is to blame are the thrift stores for being greedy and taking advantage of an opportunity. But then they're going to have to drop their prices. Like we noticed some thrift stores, their prices were crazy jacked up, specifically Goodwill, then Salvation Army, but then they dropped their prices like 8 months later.
Yeah.
So obviously it wasn't sustainable and they might have seen a decrease in profits, and rightfully so, because stuff was very overpriced. And sometimes we go to the thrift store and I can go to Ross and get something brand new
for sure.
for cheaper than the quality and state the item is in, even though
Yeah.
it's name brand at the thrift store. And that's kind of disgusting to me.
Yeah.
I actually am disgusted by that.
I've seen new tags Ross items at a Goodwill, and the Goodwill price is higher than the retail.
Oh,
price.
we've
Tag,
seen,
yeah.
yes. And the
Yeah.
garage sale price on the item for like
Yeah.
$2, and then Goodwill has it for like
Yeah.
12.
Yeah.
It's, I don't know. I mean, I just,
So-
They
it
have
kind
an
of
eBay
rubs me the
store
wrong
too, don't
way.
They have an
Goodwill
eBay.
does,
Well,
yeah.
some
But I
some
don't
of them
think
do,
Salvation
but
Army does.
they have shopgoodwill.com, which is their auction store. So Ed the Reselling Rider says, I donate to my small mom and pop thrift stores for 2 reasons. I get 20% off my next purchase, which is awesome.
So
and I
smart.
support small mom and pops that don't hike prices to eBay prices. That's awesome. There's a lot of thrift stores that do that actually.
Yeah, we've been noticing
Some people
that.
don't know, like Savers is one. I don't know if they do it everywhere, but in Texas, if you donate an item, you get a stamp card that gives
We
you
don't even know
your
Savers
percentage
are in
off.
other states besides Texas, do we?
I don't.
We
I
don't
think
have it
they
here, do we?
are. We don't
Are
have
they?
Savers here. No.
Is anybody in a different state than Texas?
I
and
think
has
they
a
are because I
Savers?
think they're international too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Ah, like the
Thank
sound of
you, Lee Hayes, one for the $10 super chat. Appreciate you.
Oh, Red Rocks. Brett, you sound pretty
No
cool.
good
We'd
thrift
hang out with
sourcing
you.
in my area. Online Goodwill and eBay is my sourcing. Thanks for the vids. That's awesome. Yeah, listen, sometimes that's the best way to source too. Like I've seen a bunch of good deals through Goodwill, through shopgoodwill.com. I'm not saying that you can't get good deals through their website. That's a good way
I've never looked
to
at the
source.
prices.
Most of the time, from what I've seen, the stuff that we're interested in, like the vintage and that,
Mhm.
goes crazy. So
Yeah.
So another
I
super
like this
chat
one
come
from
in.
Angela Black.
Let me get this one really
Oh
quick.
yeah. Oh, good catch. Good catch.
Resell to Rome, what's up?
Hey.
Thanks for the $5. Hey guys, I'm so glad y'all are doing great. I can't wait to see what the Barndominium.
Oh my gosh,
Same.
us too.
We haven't done an update on the Barndominium. I think
There's
tomorrow.
nothing to. Well, yeah, tomorrow we can give you some updates.
Tomorrow we haven't been up there since they've started working again. So tomorrow we should be able to see something done and give you guys an update. So yes.
Everything just keeps getting pushed out. Garage doors. It's going to take
Such
longer.
is life.
You know how it is right now, and we're just being patient. We're not throwing temper
Yeah.
tantrums about it. We're not fighting with anyone.
I
We
am.
completely understand.
Just kidding.
Callie's ready to move.
Like rezone the property so I can move out
Yeah.
there.
And also, before we keep answering more questions, we'll get to your questions. If we don't get to your question, just ask it again. We'll try to. There's 373 people watching.
Savers are all over Massachusetts. Okay.
Oh,
you're right.
sweet.
Yeah.
Which
I
is
didn't realize.
awesome. Thank you all for being here. We really appreciate you. Hit the thumbs up button and keep asking your
Oh, wait,
questions. If
wait.
we miss one, we'll
I
go
liked
back
this
and
one.
try to answer it again.
Ooh, where did it
Button
go?
up your thumbs.
So I like that. So it seems reselling has become increasingly popular more lately. Do you think it will get to the point where it will level off and not as many people will keep doing
Yes.
It's hard work, and some people are gonna be like, "This is hard work." I
it?
don't
This
wanna
is
do
a
that.
pattern we've seen since we
Yes.
started reselling.
This has
It's-
happened before.
It's like the fox and the rabbits. You know, remember learning about that? Whenever the
turtle in the hair.
No, the foxes and the rabbits. Whenever you have a high population of foxes, you have a lower population of the rabbits, and then there's less rabbits, so the foxes.
Oh, that's a
will
great analogy.
starve and die, and then the population of the fox will decrease, and the population of the rabbit will increase. And then
Yeah,
because
that's
there's a
good.
prevalent food source for the foxes, the fox population will increase, eat a bunch of the rabbits, and then the rabbit population decreases.
I like
It's
that
the
analogy.
fox and the hare, or
Okay.
fox and the rabbit.
Nice. I like that. Yeah, see, there's some savers in Australia too. So they are in
Aussies.
So if anyone remembers learning about that, I think I learned about that in biology.
I
But
didn't
it was
pay
just
attention
like-
in that class.
It was
apparently.
kind of like the basic economics of biology. You know what I mean? It was
Do you
just-
think reselling YouTubers are going to decrease or increase?
decrease.
I think the same thing will happen, like
Um,
Ali said. I think that it'll continue to increase to a peak and then it'll drop off drastically because a lot of people will realize that reselling isn't all it's cracked up to be.
I don't
And you can't make a full-time income. Most people can't make a full-time income.
I don't
and
know
it'll crash.
because I feel like if somebody has a couple thousand subscribers and they have a wonderful community and they love them, why would they leave that?
Because making YouTube
a lot
videos
of
is a
work.
lot of work.
Yeah, but
A
it's
lot of work.
rewarding and gratifying if you have a good community.
It is, but how much time
Because it
can you
does-
spend doing it without making money?
Yes. True.
It could be
Like-
overwhelming.
So
I
I
mean,
spend maybe 20 hours a week making YouTube videos at least. Just
At
me,
least.
and then
At
at least. So if I wasn't making an income,
That's 20 hours
From
less
that,
time with me.
exactly.
Just want to throw that out there. I'm pretty needy,
so
but
it's
at
the
least
same
I have
for
a
other
lot of
couples.
friends.
Like even though they have a good
True.
community and stuff, if it's not benefiting you in any other way than like giving you gratitude, like what's the point?
And
I
it's a
don't
grind.
know. I feel
Yeah.
like a lot of gosh,
And
I don't
also,
know.
there's a lot of people who start YouTube channels purely to be YouTube
YouTubers.
famous and make money doing it, and those are the wrong reasons to do.
Not for reselling. That's
Not
for sure.
There's better categories to get into.
way
Like,
better categories.
Yeah.
Although if you figure it out, you can do pretty well, right? Like if you're a YouTuber and then also a reseller, you can be very successful because
Yes.
YouTube is number one for you. So you're
Yeah.
doing YouTube first and then reselling is second.
Right.
And you're doing everything that is suitable for YouTube and it has to fit in the parameters of reselling. Whereas we do
But
reselling and it fits in a lot of the
Right.
parameters of YouTube.
But
Yeah.
I would say like 99% of the people who are like the big YouTube resellers are resellers, not YouTubers. There's only like
True.
1% of people that are only doing it for YouTube revenue.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Ryan,
That's
do you
true.
have information about bootleg 1988 Pink Floyd concert T-shirts? It seems like the market has dropped. I think the market for vintage has dropped all around. There's a few categories that
I think it was inflated because of the vid.
Oh yeah, no, it was
really
definitely
bad.
inflated. Yeah.
Because it was like here, and then it was here, and then maybe it's back to here, but it's still higher than it was.
But just like anything else, like stocks, I think it's a good time to buy and hold certain things. So there's T-shirts that like I'll buy and hold on to now because I know that that's going to, you know, they're super rare. It's going to make a comeback at some point. So yeah, if you know the market well, you'll be fine.
Know your market, know your audience.
Yeah.
This was really funny. Yep. Gonna be lots of death piles out there eventually after others see it isn't easy peasy. So what we've noticed, tons of people love to thrift, but nobody wants to list it.
That's the
listing
worst part of the
is
job.
not
It
fun.
is.
So I think that people will realize reselling isn't for them, but they do love thrifting and they will continue to thrift. Maybe they'll just donate back all of that stuff.
Or they'll sell it to other resellers. Who have
just
the network.
box it all up.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of items that lose their value after the first 3 months.
That's true. That is very true.
Because the market will get saturated, or there's just not demand for it, or that store will have an outlet and start selling.
Oh, we were just talking about this today.
Sale items. Oh, sorry, I had a hiccup burped. Apologies. That was weird.
What do you think the next it item is going to be after sealed VHS tapes?
Oh, I thought they were referring to the Stephen King book / movie.
I don't even know.
Tati said Beanie Babies.
Do you think that?
I don't think so.
No.
I think that Tati was
think
joking
so.
when she said that, though. I think she was like, do you think Beanie Babies
But
will make a comeback?
So I think the next thing is going to be like early to mid 2000 items. No, because our like we're 90s, right?
Right.
We grew up 90s, so there's a lot of like us people buying
80s, 90s.
well, like late 80s, 90s.
I'm trying to think, because for me it was like
Polly Pockets.
Right. But I'm saying like a lot of our generation type people are buying those items, but there's a lot of people who were 15, 16 years old and now they're going into their 20s, mid 20s, and they're getting a bit of money, so they're going to be buying back their childhoods. So what is their child?
So what's next?
Yeah. So what's the next thing in that generation?
Rainbow looms?
I'm gonna have to ask my brothers. I have a brother that's 20, 25, and 21, so I have to ask them.
Yeah, what they want.
What it involves Minecraft and Slenderman.
Slenderman. We listened to a
TVs will
Sword
be
and
big.
Scale about 2 girls that tried to kill one of their friends because
Whoa,
of
you got
Slenderman.
dark.
Remember that?
No, that did happen. Yeah,
It was a crazy
I
story.
forgot about that podcast.
If nobody listens to Sword and Scale here and you like true crime podcasts, the guy
That's a good-
does an amazing job. Also,
Zubaz
not
pants.
sponsored, but
Is that a thing still? The Zubaz
Zubaz
pants were
pants.
awesome. They were like the crazy
Zubaz
pattern pants. We've sold a few of
I
them
don't even know
before.
what those are.
Zubaz
Yeah.
pants? Wait, I don't remember that.
What do you mean?
I remember
Wait, what
seeing
is this?
Zuba pants.
There's someone on eBay selling 2 tie-dye shirts and listed them as Ralli Roots merch, limited edition single stitch. Are they actually like
It might
they're
be
Ralli Roots? It might be ours,
What?
yeah.
Are they? Hold on, let me look it up.
We did a run of merch.
Did you get your beanie? We sent you a beanie, G Jesso. Genevieve? Was that your first name? I can't remember. I'm sorry.
Yeah. There's 2 listed.
Oh, I've
on
seen
eBay.
yeah.
That's so
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah, if you want
Someone
a
will buy
Ralli
them.
Roots tie-dye shirt, they're
Vintage
on eBay.
merch.
Okay, so the one that's $49.99 with $5.25 shipping.
Oh,
that's
that's a
a
deal.
great deal.
That's-
We should
I
buy
think
it back.
I think we charged like $40 for us.
Yo-yos.
That's
You
awesome.
said
Yo-yos.
Brian said that before. I just
Somebody
remembered
buy that.
Yo-yos
selling
are gonna
this?
go crazy.
I mean, I think that the biggest market is still going to be the early 2000s to mid 2000s video games.
Who's
That'll be
selling
the
this?
first thing,
I feel like video games are always going to be
without
a thing.
tags.
right?
They'll just stay a thing.
The next thing will be sealed fingerlings. Do you remember when fingerlings went crazy?
Oh, I remember. Somebody buy that shirt. That's a really good price.
Do you think the reprint band tees from Walmart and Target are going to be expensive in 20 years?
I would hope not.
I think they're going to be more expensive, but I think the originals at that point are going to be like 5-10
Insanely.
grand,
Wow.
depending on the band tees. Like some of those tees are already 5-10 grand.
So, what
So
you're
maybe they'll be
saying
20,
is
30 grand. I don't
we
know.
should just end all of our vintage tees listings, lock them in climate controlled
No,
vault.
just
thing.
certain panties. There's people that are doing that right now.
Yeah,
they're
I
locking
would
away like
assume.
certain Nirvana tees and certain like hard.
They
to
did
find
that with
panties.
Funko Pops. They said vaulted.
Oh, tech decks. I could see that. I could see that.
I was just talking about tech decks.
I love tech decks.
I never
like we
bought
had
it, but
tech
there was
decks at
this
the
like
warehouse.
surfboard tech deck that came with like a leash. You put the leash on your pinky and then you could surf out the window of your car. And I
that's
never bought one for
awesome.
myself, and I'm so mad.
Kelly, how did your pickleball shoes work out?
Oh, they worked, bro.
Nice. Are we gonna play this week?
Yeah,
That's it.
I'm down.
The CrossFit ones?
Uh-huh.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
They fit.
Yeah, I just needed to put bigger socks on.
Savers
Yeah,
closed in
they're fine.
Austin forever.
Well, a lot of people, whenever
Oh.
they're working out, their feet swell a little bit, and they have to have for their athletic shoes a half a size up.
Well, when I tried them on, I had those like no-show socks on, and they're super thin.
so thin.
I put my regular socks on, and it was perfecto.
Hey, we have 444 people watching right now.
Whoa.
That's awesome.
How many?
444
Woo,
people. That's really
444.
cool.
Wow, wow, wee, wow.
Thanks, everyone.
444.
I'm going to announce just really quick again. We're going live on an app called Whatnot on March 1st at 9 p.m. Eastern time.
And we'll remind you guys a couple more times and put it in the
Whatnot.
Insta story and mention it next week.
There's
so
a
that nobody
link
misses it who wants to be there.
in the description of this video too, if you want to sign up. But it's a live shopping app, and we're going to be selling vintage t-shirts and vintage toys and giveaways, and it's going to be cool. It's our first time doing it. It
So
should be
we're trying
fun.
to like make it really exciting.
Yeah.
for everybody.
I think it's
And
cool.
we'll be nice and tidy and neat and organized and go through it all so that it's not like
Yeah.
a mess or a disaster or
We'll
a
try to-
show.
I think I want to try to make it a bit different too, because all the lives that I'm seeing so far and whatnot are kind of the same. Like kind of when we started resell the
Everyone
YouTube
held up
reselling.
their I bought
was
this.
everyone
I'm gonna
did the
sell it
same
for this.
thing.
And then I was like, why don't we show people
We're
what
gonna
we
do a
actually
fashion
sell
show?
items for?
Oh,
That was
maybe.
my idea.
Like yeah,
I'll
maybe.
strut down the runway
Like
wearing all those
the whole show is off the back.
Yes.
Yeah, I kind of like that.
Modeling. We could hire some people too.
All right, guys and girls, give us more questions to answer. We're
Yeah.
talking about
This is a pretty good question.
reselling ethical? That's the name of the chat. So go for it, man.
Question. We are posting 15 listings every day and now have 540 active listings. Congratulations. Our 90-day total now is 15K. The question is, how do you find the time to do this? My wife puts 10-hour days to keep up. You might want to take a portion of your items. I don't know what your average sales price is, but see if you can try to raise that a little bit with having more expensive items. So you're making the same amount of money and doing a little less work, if that makes sense. If you can find those type of items or lotting stuff together, so you're not listing so many individual listings and shipping so many individual items, that helps to decrease. So that's what I would suggest doing, even though you didn't even ask that as part of your questions. Like, how do you decrease the workload but still maintain the profit that you have? But
10 hours a day
it's
is
pretty
a lot
average
too.
for reselling.
It is
Like
average.
for very successful reselling, that sounds right.
It is, yes, but also at 15,000 every 90 days, you're at $5,000 a month. Maybe take $1,000 of that and hire someone part-time to now help you list.
Yeah, like
which
a
will
service.
free up yourself and your wife to go and source more.
Mhm.
So maybe you can bump that. Maybe by investing that $1,000 a month, you can now bump your 90-day total to 20,000.
Yeah.
And go from there.
And we use
That's how we
List-
started with Callie too.
We use List perfectly
To cross post, yeah.
to cross post. So, yeah, I mean,
Erica's comment.
Mm-mm.
Random
yeah,
garage.
there's Erica.
This one?
How do we find the time?
Reselling is bad. It's why we don't do it here. Smart. Smart.
Oh my god!
I'm
Erica,
pretty
we love you
sure
so
that
much.
isn't reselling illegal in Atlanta, so you should move to Florida.
Yes. move to
Yes.
Florida.
No, don't move to Florida. It's the worst here.
Only Eric is
Anyone
allowed
who-
to move
yeah.
to Florida.
Anyone who wants to move to Florida, please do yourself a favor
And
do not
Tati,
move to
every
Florida.
6 months you can live down here.
Yeah.
Yay!
You got to go
I
back
love
to
that
Canada.
Tati is still wearing the sweater that she bought when we were
Oh,
together
yeah.
from the
Come
estate
show.
sale. Like,
Yeah,
you
come show
still
your
are
face,
wearing
by
this
the way.
sweater.
People are like, who are you talking to?
This
I'll
is
show my
Tati.
face. I'll show my face. I've been hiding in the kitchen.
She's the Canadian.
I'm the Canadian in the van that stole Callie all weekend.
She look.
I brought her back alive though.
Erica says,
alive.
I'm packing my bags now. Yes, come on. Listen, we're building that Ralli Roots compound for a reason. We're going to have like 20 of our reseller friends just living on the land.
Yes. It's gonna be epic.
Oh, here is another good question. What's your opinion on hiring employees? I would say if you can avoid hiring employees and like, let's say you really don't like listing, it's easy to find a VA for listing.
Virtual assistant.
Virtual assistant, that might be one of your first choices to go to instead of like hiring someone to ship for you. If you don't mind the shipping, but you really don't like the listing, try to find some virtual assistants. And then maybe if you don't find that many items, look at like List Perfectly, for example, for cross posting. So you're posting on multiple platforms. Right?
And then try to hire someone who you know. Like if you do hire help, hire a friend, someone you trust. That's what Callie was. Callie was a friend. Now she's an enemy.
Which we normally would never suggest to anyone to like work with your friends and family, but we find with reselling that working with your friends and family has a mutually beneficial relationship.
Yeah.
Not always.
Not always, but again, it has to be a person who you can work well with.
Right.
Like
yes.
We all of us build each other up.
For sure.
It works really great.
Yeah.
Everyone from Canada is allowed to live with us. Yes.
Bring more coffee.
Everyone from Canada, just come live here.
Except for Trudeau. He can't come.
I don't know who that is.
What is this one? I have a booth in a thrift store. I pay $60 per month for a 10x10 and sell on Poshmark. I'm thinking about picking up another booth.
Oh,
that's a completely
booths
different
are cool.
way. I
like booths.
I don't know much about that because we've never done it before, but I know like Bonafide in Austin, he has a booth.
Austin is just like, he hacked it. He knows exactly what to buy, what it sells for in his booth, and he just picks it up over and over and over again at garage sales and other thrift stores and sticks it in his booth in like it's like a hipster antique mall.
Yeah.
Oh,
cool.
But that's cool.
It.
Like if you, for bigger items and like, more antique and unique items. And that's something.
Do you think he printed a full size not poster, but like a cutout of himself?
I mean, I'd buy
he's
it.
like, ladies, come buy from me.
I'd buy it and then glue it to my body.
Yes. And we're talking about Hawaiian Thor. If you don't know who that is.
Bonafide.
This is a good question. Storage unit auctions worth it? I think in some locations it is. We bought them when we first started reselling, when we got our first warehouse, and it was good. Like we actually made double, triple our money on a lot of the storage units, but it's a ton of work. You have to have a truck,
the resources.
You have to have hours and hours to go through the stuff and then list the stuff locally. And
you're going to get burned on a lot of those.
It's a lot of.
Nope, I didn't get it. Did you get it? Yes.
It's a lot of mattresses and old TVs and stuff like that.
Bugs.
Gross. We found some.
It's a different thing.
Can we do it for a video though? Because I've never.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I've been wanting to do another
weekend.
one. When the big warehouse is done, we'll buy a storage unit. And put it in. Yeah.
We bought a storage unit with some unfavorable bootleg DVDs. One of them was titled Earthquake Booty. So that was
it was right under the Bible too.
Yeah, it was.
I was like, that was our last storage unit that we bought. Actually.
Yeah,
that's perfect.
Hey, Ralli Roots Squad. I live in Fort Lauderdale, and my local Goodwill is priced with marker directly on everything, all clothing and collectibles included. Very annoying and kills some dollar items.
Wow.
So on like shoes and stuff, Goo Gone works pretty well. Hairspray can kind of get it off too.
Or more permanent marker.
Or the dry erase, and then wipe it off. But yeah,
people love to use lighter fluid too. That's always a fun one.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't recommend that as your number one choice, but it does work.
But sometimes, like if we can't get it off at all, what Callie said, we'll take the permanent marker and like
block it out,
or add letters and numbers to it so it looks like a model number instead of a price tag.
I don't had any issues with that.
Say,
sometimes we've just forgotten
never.
And still sold them with the full price right there, and nobody says
Listen,
anything.
You can go to our eBay store right now, and I guarantee you there's shoes listed where if you look at the soles, you can see like a $5.99 price tag,
or
and we sell them every single day.
Yeah. If you don't want to bother, you can just put a bigger price where if it says $5.99, put a 7 in front of that 5.
Whoa,
if you're worried about it, so I would recommend removing the price completely, but I know some people do that. And if you're listing it for whatever price you want it at, regardless of the price that's on the bottom, I guess it makes no difference about the price that's on the bottom. Yeah. But for leather shoes, sunblock removes permanent marker.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Fancy.
So most people have sunblock in their house. And that's a really funny one. Sunblock on leather shoes.
Well, 471 people watching. That's
Whoa,
awesome.
hey everybody.
Who are you and why do you like us?
No, they just hate us. They like the free info.
True.
Yeah.
I would say we're probably not the most
Gugon.
lovable people, right? I mean,
No, we
we're
are.
not
We're the
perfect,
best.
that's for sure.
Gugon
We're
is my
mediocre
favorite.
at best.
And it smells pretty good. I like the smell of Gugon.
Why is it mediocre and not Metacore?
Why, thank you.
Whoa.
Right?
Metacore? Yeah.
Why is it
My brain-
mediocre and not
My brain
Metacore?
hurts. Metacore.
Yeah,
Sorry, that was a
Gugon
weird
is
one.
our favorite still. It does work
Mhm.
most of the time.
And it's very gentle.
It helps
doesn't
get
damage
stickers
anything.
off of other things too.
Sometimes a blow dryer too. If you hit it with a blow dryer and you heat the sticker up, you can peel it off a lot more easily. I know that makes it a
Heat.
lot better from like tearing and
Kelly,
ripping.
maybe you should just go mohawk. Short hair and mohawk that. Yeah, look at that.
It's gonna be a poll on Instagram.
I think you should do Dr. Seuss hairstyles, like the woo, Lucy Liu.
There was
No.
this one girl in
Lindy,
Susie?
Susie Liu. What is it? What's
Susie
her name?
Q?
Yes, something
From
like
what?
that.
There was this
Liu.
one girl in elementary school. She would hang from the monkey bars, and we took Elmer's glue and we would like put it in her hair and make a gigantic.
Because she wanted you to.
Yeah,
Not
yeah,
against her will.
No,
Right,
no,
okay.
no.
Just to be clear, everybody, Ryan was not abusing
No,
other
and
children
it
at
made
school.
well. I was also a child, but it made like a gigantic mohawk.
People
Yeah.
do that with when it's freezing outside. They'll
Cindy-
go and
Cindy
hang
Lou.
their
Oh,
hair
yeah.
upside down when it's wet.
Thank you,
then
Cindy Lou
stick it up
Who.
and
Oh my
Mm.
gosh. Brain.
Yeah, we can't do that before.
Sometimes my brain, it can't brain. Sometimes my brain just can't
Yeah,
brain.
my brain needs good carbs. So
I am
can
really
work.
good at decorating homes in Animal Crossing. So I've been doing this for 3 weeks straight, and I would say that I am quite the pro.
You are amazing. You're really
Ooh.
good at it.
Got
Ryan
herb in
is
it.
like, well, I
Good.
get some of my own
It's
private
like-
time.
4 to 5 hours a day.
I'm gonna pull more
Not
hair
that
into it.
many.
Callie looks a bit tan.
What? I wasn't in Miami or the Keys.
She spelled your name wrong. So
Yeah, where's my
correct that
E
up.
at,
Oh,
Erica?
then she corrected it.
Wow, Erica, wow.
Oh, no, there it is.
Come back.
Oh, and Rebecca, we are not having children. We just have our fur babies. Ooh, someone wants to know who does your tattoo work. These are fun questions.
I did it all.
We'll do a couple of fun questions and we'll go back to serious
I would
questions.
let you tattoo
Ooh.
me, Callie.
Dude, a Cali doodle?
Yeah,
An
I'd
NFT
probably
on
take-
your arm?
I would do a Callie NFT tattoo.
It would be so funny.
I haven't been tattooed in like almost 4 years. I
I'm
need to
ready
get a new tattoo.
Ryan said I
Oh,
should
yeah.
get a leg tat, and that's all I've been thinking about.
I would like a leg tattoo.
Honestly, I feel like the UPC is like a bullseye for whenever they're pricing something, and they're like, people will look for the UPC, and that's what they'll find the price of the item. I don't think that they're ever taking into consideration how much more they'll make if people can scan the item.
But
It's
that Google
strange.
Lens app works pretty well. If
Yeah.
the
I
UPC
haven't
is
tried
covered.
that yet.
It's great. Yeah.
Should try it out.
Tati, give us some insight. Give us.
What are we talking about? I just came to show the sweater
Give us some.
and the swag.
Give us some tips. Tips and tricks.
Ooh. Look,
She ain't got nothing.
I like that.
To follow up, we netted pre-tax $4,900 in December, $4,500 in January, and this month so far
Congrats.
$3,400. You think pick up in Q2? Yeah, listen, this is a slow time.
Summer slowdown is a thing, though.
Summer slowdown is, but this is generally a
Summertime
slower month
sadness.
than the rest of the months. So
True.
when people, so the holiday season is huge. Obviously, Q4 is where we make 40 to 50% of our income, and then going into Q1, it's going to slow down. You're going to get more returns. Things are going to slow down. People are, being more conscious of their money. What we find is that when people get their tax returns, so in April time, that's when things pick up again.
Oh, yeah.
So hold steady. If you've never been through something like this before, don't worry. I mean, $3,400 is still really good. It's not that much off your. December was your biggest month, but it's not that. It's $1,000 off your January.
I think
so it's
December
not too
is
bad.
everyone's biggest month for the most part.
It should.
For the most part.
Yes. November, December should be your biggest.
Well, most people know that there's only a 30-day return policy so that they want to buy something closer to when they're giving a present out
It's a holiday.
so that you can return it. So that's why there's so many sales in
Right.
December. Yeah.
True.
How many liquid blue Grateful Dead shirts do I own?
7.
Ryan's thinking about it.
Own in my
I like
personal
this one.
closet, like 5.
Or at the warehouse currently.
More than that.
True. They'll be on Whatnot.
Yeah,
Stay tuned.
tuned.
exactly.
Rachel has an antique booth and an eBay
Nice.
store.
Very
I think
cool.
that's very smart. I mean, go all in with reselling, right? If you can find an antique booth, and plus, whenever you're thrifting, you're not going to find everything that's eBay appropriate, right? Like when we're
Yes.
thrifting, I see stuff all the time where I'm like, this would be great in an antique booth, but
Right.
not for eBay.
Good question.
Oh,
We're working on it.
We're working on it. We have so much going on right now, but still planning for in the next couple weeks to get something together. But we'll keep you guys posted. Anyone who's submitted their email address through our website, rallyroots.com, anyone who's submitted their email address will get an email from us when we do open up spots. But we haven't opened up spots in like a year. It's been a while.
It has.
It's been a while. But we will soon, I promise.
this is a fun one. I had a buyer that hit the buy it now and is demanding to lower the price or shipping to finish the deal.
I mean, I would just cancel the order.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't understand why people do the things they do.
don't
They're
think
just
we ever
maybe
will.
they got away with it with somebody else and they're going to try it with everybody. I would say don't give in for sure. But yeah, people are annoying. But you work for yourself, so it's nice that you can work for yourself. But you still have to deal with customers. I mean, that's like every job, right?
Yeah.
Boss, customers. I would say customers oftentimes is better than having a boss.
Yeah.
Yeah, because sometimes you can just cancel. Can't do that to your boss. Right, Callie?
Well,
Trying to cancel me, Callie?
I was just trying to look like a Smurf because someone said in the comments when I had my hood up.
Tati, you going back to Canada?
Maybe. I think so. Maybe Monday. We'll see. I don't know.
Really?
Uh-huh.
She's
Yep.
undecided.
Straight back?
Yeah, I'm undecided. I'm waiting for a sign.
Yeah.
So if anyone's got a sign, please
Oh,
send it my
An
way.
omen.
I
This
saw you
isn't
were looking for
interesting.
someone to ride with you.
Robert said
Yeah.
don't cancel. Let the buyer get the hit. I mean, if you don't mind sitting on the item,
I would
you
rather
could.
just relist it.
Yeah.
Relist it. When you don't cancel an order, sometimes like 2-3 days later, they pay for it too.
True.
So,
They're
yeah.
like, okay, they're not budging. I guess I'll pay for it because I really want that item.
Yeah, they're like, oh, my shenanigans didn't work.
Now I look like an Oompa Loompa.
Yeah, Callie is ADHD tonight. Callie's
says it?
very tired.
Yeah.
She's very, very
What
tired.
Are you guys going up to the ranch?
Our
tonight?
ADDs
No,
are
my
like
house.
really bad when we're tired. I know mine, I can't concentrate on anything when I'm
Yeah,
really
I'm
tired.
just playing with my hair.
Stop
this
moving
whole
to Colorado.
time.
We're full. Yeah, Florida's full too.
Oh my
so-
gosh,
Florida's
yeah.
really full. I can attest to this.
Everywhere's
Yes.
full.
Yeah, where are all these people coming from?
Canada.
Did people just did people just exponentially
Walk
grow?
home.
Canada.
I know. I don't have a car.
Oh
My car's at the
God.
ranch.
That's awesome.
Oh. Okay. There you go. Not giving in. Don't do it. All right. There you go.
You do what you want. It's your thing, man.
All right, guys, we have 7 more minutes with you. So
Where's the dogs?
any questions
the
you
dogs.
have, get the
Dogs,
questions in now, and we will try our best to answer your questions. It's been a great show so far. We were talking about is reselling ethical, and I think the consensus is it is for sure done the right way.
It is and it isn't.
It is and it isn't. The one thing about reselling that I don't think is ethical is during the holiday season when people stock up on items and then hold those items and price gouge. I don't like that. We've never done
Right.
that. I don't think that's right. I think when like PlayStation 5s where you could buy them for $500 and then sell them for $1,200.
Yeah.
I don't think that's right when people
I
had
think
like
companies
50 of
need
them on order and they would have like bots that would go and buy them,
I think they need
the
to outlaw
masks with
bots.
COVID and the
Yeah.
hand sanitizer.
Exactly.
It's annoying.
All that stuff.
Exactly.
It's like, come on.
That I think is unethical for
Yeah.
sure. Yes.
Callie's pointing at you, Erica.
Huh?
Erica sold hand sanitizer during COVID times. She found a bunch of stores that had a ton of stock. Well, no, she didn't.
It was before.
Yeah. It's actually a pretty cool story. It's very impressive.
Get a YouTube channel. Erica.
Right. Here we go.
Yeah.
Scalping.
Yes.
There's a difference. Yeah. Scalping and reselling is not the same.
We-
I
Yeah,
agree.
there-
I-
that's it.
I understand
But some
people need to make a living and you're
resellers are
desperate, and if people are willing to pay,
Okay.
her esophagus spasms.
It's okay.
Okay,
It's
she's
okay.
I agree. And there's like reselling groups that all they do is scalp, and I think that's wrong.
Yeah, like
I
they
think it's unethical.
join forces and do it. I personally really dislike
Erica
it.
is vehement.
No, I did not.
Erica, you'll have to explain the story again.
It's okay.
Yeah, babe, you called her out.
Oh, chlorine tablets. Chlorine tablets.
That's what it was.
That's what it was. It wasn't hand sanitizer. We knew people though that went to a bunch of stores because they knew that COVID was happening and bought a ton of hand sanitizer for super
Erica.
cheap. It wasn't Erica. And then they went to other stores and they were like, I have a case of it. And they were like, we'll pay you whatever you want, kind of a thing. But
Like the Wonka bars.
I think that's.
Ma'am, you give us our case of Wonkers, you're never getting your husband back.
Is it ethical to avoid a bad mark by a customer returning an item to offer them $10 coupon on their next purchase? I don't think there's anything wrong.
no, that's not bad.
That's called good customer service.
yeah. You want to
Yeah.
make somebody happy.
Really.
Sometimes people are unhappy for the weirdest. Sorry, Erica. Sorry. Sorry. It wasn't hand sanitizer. That was somebody else. These are chlorine tablets. Chlorine tablets.
Why
Pre-COVID.
are you trying to sell hands? You're still selling masks, Erica? What's wrong?
I think I know the story you're talking about. Didn't they like take them to other locations and sold them? They didn't sell them online.
No, yeah, it wasn't online.
I don't remember who that was, but I remember hearing that combo.
Do you guys use the require immediate payment tab on eBay? Yes, we do. One thing that I want to tell people too, though, so under your where you can like block bidders on eBay, there's an option there where you can uncheck requiring people to have the credit card on file to make offers. Right now, I unchecked that until eBay gets that figured out, because when that was
Right.
active, we weren't getting like hardly any offers.
Weird.
I unchecked it, and now
Okay.
we're getting
I missed
sales
that.
again.
Unchecked
Thanks,
what?
eBay. You really hurt our business. with
So
that.
no, but that's like a good thing that they did, where they're requiring people to keep a credit card on file. So when they make an offer, they have to pay for it.
They have
Right.
to slowly roll out programs, guys. Like eBay
Yeah.
can't just shock everyone into something, right? They don't want to lose buyers and sellers, so they have to slowly roll something out. And whenever you roll something out slowly, there's, speed bumps. The dogs are playing. You can hear them.
You canceled Erica. I can't believe you would do that.
Oh my gosh. Erica, tell your story. Mo really wants to play right now. I'm so sorry.
Who's your
she's
favorite
not.
reseller on YouTube?
Oh yeah, who is everyone's favorite reseller?
Me.
What are we doing wrong?
There's
What
this
do you
girl
want
that
us to
lives
do
in
to
a
make it
van
better?
down by the river and also resells.
Oh my down by the river.
Travel,
Yay, their
travel with
house.
Taz.
You had never seen that skit, right? Until we pulled it up. Oh my gosh.
My personal favorite is Retro Rescuers, for sure.
Dude. Legitness.
They're awesome.
Well, I can tell you my favorite to look at. Oh, jokes.
Wow. I'm going to go ahead.
Modified.
and leave.
Leaving.
Why do you think I'm bulking up?
To look like Chris.
I love College Pickers content. The College Pickers?
Oh,
Eric?
Eric's awesome.
Such great content. I mean, his like car videos are not for me personally, but he makes such good garage sale videos.
Who are some of your favorite resellers on
Yeah.
YouTube? How about
Yeah.
that? Give us some of your favorite, and maybe we'll shout them out.
Chris Lind.
Yeah, Daily Refinement, awesome.
So much information.
If you want straight info,
straight, so much info. All the info.
although his videos have gotten his like cinematic.
Oh yeah,
Videos?
he has. In
He's got a filmer now, I think.
He works
too.
very hard.
Yeah.
That guy works.
Yeah,
He
very
works
good.
too many
He's got
hours.
the
He
hustle
needs to take
on.
it easy. He works hard. That guy. Oh my gosh, Chris, you work hard. I need an alley.
Not Ralli Roots after being canceled.
Do you mean you need a Cali? What do you need an alley for?
Part-time
Decorating?
pickers,
Do
awesome.
you need a decorator?
Science with Allie.
Crazy Lamp Lady, definitely.
Oh yeah, she
OG.
knows cool stuff. Katie and Vicky
Katie and
also
Vicky,
like
some of the best
awesome
people on
content,
YouTube.
We're
right?
gonna see them in May.
I'm so excited.
So when they were actually supposed to meet you.
Oh yeah, Loretta.
Loretta and Rob, yeah.
She's
Loretta
tiny in
Lynn.
person.
Oh,
She's
really?
like this big.
Oh my
She's
God.
little and cute. She's Canadian.
I actually might go
Oh,
stop
she's
by their
awesome.
house on my way
Oh, you
back.
should.
I should message. and see.
Daily Refinement, we mentioned. Hustle at Home, Mom, absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
We met her at eBay Open 2018.
Remember when
awesome.
her son swallowed a quarter?
No.
Yeah, that was a crazy
I wasn't
story.
there for that.
No, I saw it on Instagram. Don't
Back
let your
from
children
Burnout, for
put
sure.
quarters in their mouths, parents. because it's dangerous.
Walter Blake for sure.
Mochi, stop.
Shed
stop.
flips for sure.
Go get it. Go get it.
Oh, Mikey bags of money, and it's birthday today.
Happy
Oh,
birthday,
happy
Mikey!
birthday!
Yay! Happy birthday!
Shout out Profit Monsters and Joey Bada Bing for sure. Love Joey. Joey's like the nicest person.
We're
ever.
someone's favorite.
Where?
We're Mother Deal's favorite.
No.
You, Katie, and Vicky.
Fake.
Paid.
Mother deal.
Paid? Okay. we went so we're not going to show some of these comments, but it's 9 o'clock. You guys are awesome.
Oh, yes, thank you for being here, everybody.
Thank you. I think that was a pretty good constructive chat. Yes.
And now you can see,
Yeah.
well, other people in the chat who they're watching too, like over here, and maybe find somebody new to watch. That's entertaining.
True. And if Erica could actually make a YouTube channel, she would probably be really good too.
Yeah, about flipping hand sanitizer.
Wow.
Just kidding.
Kelly
Sorry, I'm
Roots.
so sorry. I have a
Her
terrible-
first video is going to be Ralli Roots Exposed. Remember,
I
she's
know,
been saving
I
this.
know.
Exposed.
Oh.
Exposed. We love you guys
I'm
so
actually
much.
way more talkative in person.
Tomorrow we're gonna have a new garage sale video out. Really cool stuff. We found some awesome things, so be ready for that one. And then Whatnot on March 1st at 9 p.m. Eastern time.
Mhm.
Our very first live show. We're excited.
And for everybody near the Buffalo, New York area, we are going to be there April 23rd. We're flying in, and they keep moving our flight back. And I was going to do a meetup April 23rd, but it might be April 24th. So anyone from that area who hears this, just keep that Sunday open. April 24th.
We also might be
For
in
Buffalo.
Kentucky in like 4 days. All right, guys. Later.
What?
Bye.
Bye.